After the girl failed to win over the male lead, she switched her target to his brother, my childhood friend, Jake Thompson. She wanted to make the male lead regret losing her. When I threw my leftover breakfast into Jake's arms, she loudly scolded me, saying, "Jake, I never thought I'd see the day Jake Thompson became someone's consolation prize. Jake has been my shadow since we were 5. We have that effortless, unspoken bond that drives people crazy, the kind where I can hand him my half-eaten bagel without looking. And he'll finish it because he knows I hate wasting food. It's not romantic in the way movies portray it. It's deeper. It's permanent." Then came Elena. Elena spent 6 months trying to dismantle my brother, Leo. She played every card in the book. The damsel in distress, the intellectual equal, the femme fatale. But Leo was made of stone. When he finally shot her down with a cold, public, "I'm just not interested," Elena didn't cry. She pivoted. She decided that if she couldn't have the king, she would take the king's most trusted advisor. She set her sights on Jake. For 2 weeks, she's been a ghost in our social circle, hovering around Jake, laughing at jokes that aren't funny, and touching his arm with a proprietary air that makes my blood run cold. She wants Leo to watch her be happy with his best friend. She wants to incite a war. The breaking point happened this morning at our usual cafe. I arrived late, irritated, and holding a half-wrapped breakfast burrito I couldn't finish. Jake was already there, sitting across from Elena. She was leaning in, her eyes wide and performative, doing that innocent blink she thinks works on everyone. "Hey," I muttered, dropping into the chair next to Jake. I didn't even look at him. I just tossed the remains of my burrito into his lap. "Finish that for me? I'm late for a meeting and I'm stressed." Jake didn't skip a beat. He caught it, unwrapped it, and took a bite. "Scrambled eggs are a bit cold, but I'll survive," he teased, his eyes crinkling in that way they only do for me. The table went silent. I could feel the temperature drop. "Are you serious right now?" Elena's voice wasn't just loud, it was sharp. It sliced through the morning chatter of the cafe. She was staring at Jake's lap as if I'd thrown a live grenade at him. "Excuse me?" I asked, finally looking at her. "Jake is a person, not your garbage can," she hissed, her face contorting into a mask of feigned outrage. "I have been sitting here watching you treat him like a servant for years. Jake, how can you let her do that? You deserve someone who respects you. You deserve someone who sees you as a first choice, not a place to dump leftovers." She stood up, her hand reaching out to comfort him. "It's honestly disgusting. I would never dream of treating a man I cared about with such blatant disrespect." She looked around, making sure people were watching. This was her moment. The dramatic humiliation of the childish best friend. She wanted Jake to see me as the toxic burden and her as a savior. I felt a cold, sharp stillness settle in my chest. I didn't yell. I didn't get embarrassed. I just leaned back and looked at Jake. Jake stopped chewing. He looked at the burrito, then at Elena's hand on his sleeve. Slowly, he peeled her fingers off him. "Elena," Jake said. His voice was quiet, the kind of quiet that's more terrifying than a scream. "You've been here for 2 weeks. She's been here for 20 years. Elena blinked, her lip trembling. "I'm just trying to stand up for you." "You're not standing up for me," Jake interrupted. He took another deliberate bite of my breakfast. "You're using me to get a reaction out of Leo, and it's embarrassing to watch." The cafe went dead silent. Leo, who had been sitting at the next table over with his back to us, finally turned around. He didn't look angry, he looked bored. "She's right about one thing, Elena," Leo added, his voice like ice. "Jake isn't a garbage can, so stop trying to dump your rejected ego on him. It's pathetic." Elena's face turned a shade of purple I've never seen before. She looked at the crowd, realizing the dramatic rescue she'd planned had just become her own public execution. "I was just," she started, but her voice cracked. "You were just leaving," I said, leaning forward. I smiled, but there was no warmth in it. "And Elena, next time you try to steal a man's heart to spite his brother, try to pick one who actually likes you. Jake hates eggs. He only eats them because he knows I like the way he complains about it." Jake grinned at me, messy and real. Elena grabbed her designer bag and fled, the sound of her heels clicking frantically against the tile until the door swung shut behind her. Jake looked down at the last bite of the burrito. "You owe me a real dinner for that," he muttered. "Whatever you want," I said, reaching over to wipe a stray crumb from the corner of his mouth. I caught Leo watching us. He gave a small, knowing nod before turning back to his coffee. Elena thought she could play us like pieces on a board. She thought she could manufacture a riff with a little bit of stage drama. But you can't break something that was forged in the fire of a lifetime. She wanted a reaction. She got one. Just not the one she'll ever be able to show her face here again for. "I think I'll have the steak tonight," Jake's paying.